Confederacy second national flag design from 1863 to 1865 is the stainless banner. As stated beforehand, after 1861 Bull Run Battle, also called Manassas Battle, battlefield confusion between Confederate 13 Stars and Stripes versus Federal Stars and Stripes necessitated this change as requested by Confederate field commanders. Thus, we have the second flag design called the stainless banner. Design is immediately recognizable to modern era, by which the former 1861 Miles flag proposal, or our modern era Confederate Stars and Bars, is now placed as upper left canton of the flag. Also, this design visually accentuated the red Stars and Bars canton, thus readily distinguished U.S. national flag versus Confederacy national flag on the battlefields. The white background denotes purity and purpose of Confederate secessionist cause, by which states' rights and self-determination were apex of its rationale, meaning when the United States of America was formed in 1777 under America's first Constitution, the Articles of Confederation, U.S. was originally a confederacy before it became a federal entity 10 years later in 1787 under the Second Constitution. As a matter of law, upon declaration of independence from the British Empire in 1776, each state automatically became its own independent sovereign country, by which each state as a nation voluntarily voted to join the United States of America nation state. Thus, Southern American states legally reasoned that we had the right to voluntarily join, like marriage. Thus, we also have the legal right to voluntarily resign from the Union, like a divorce. And this really is the crust of the American Civil War. Abolitionists versus slavery aside, do any state have the legal right to enter or leave the American Federal Union without permission of the U.S. Congress? The U.S. Civil War resolved this once and for all via might of arms conflict. No foreign entity can join the U.S. federal nation state without permission of Congress. No state entity can leave the federal union without permission of the U.S. Congress. Confederacy third national flag design, 1865, blood-stained banner. By 1864, after a series of battlefield defeats, Confederate Army as a whole on verge of military collapse from weapons, supplies, and manpower shortages to block Federal Army from invading vast swath of Confederate territories, such as famed or infamous Federal General William Tecumseh Sherman Scorched Earth Offensive in November to December 1864. Called the March to the Sea campaign from Atlanta, Georgia onto Savannah, Georgia at the Atlantic coast, destroying all military, industrial, logistics, and civilian properties to eviscerate once and for all the Confederate will to resist. And as such, some in the Confederate ranks espouse what would be deemed battlefield superstition, that the second Confederate flag, the stainless banner, being white in wholesale background, actually encouraged defeatism, since white is also the color of surrender. Hence, as a last gasp, Confederate States of America adopted yet a third battle flag in 1865 called the blood-stained banner, by which a large sectional red vertical banner was added to the right edge of the flag, representing the blood self-sacrifice of Confederate soldiers in their cause for states' rights, self-determination, and to be fair, also institutionalized slavery, aka, in terms of the law, degrading sentient human beings as legal chattel or movable property. Not trying to sugarcoat history here, but these are raw material facts that cannot be disputed in a court of law. Albeit, this third flag variation served very little in consequence, for the Confederate States of America formally surrendered to the U.S. Federal Army in April 1865.